All right, so I'm going to shock you all by saying I think the next show we should talk about is How I Met Your Mother.
Dun dun dun.
Show that I've admitted I haven't kept up with. But I always say that I check in the big episodes, and this is the final season, so I would like to watch the entire season all the way through. But given that season premiere, I'm not planning on it.
I was actually thinking about you when I watched that premiere because I know how much you hate Ted. I mean, and I'm not speaking out of turn because you say it all the time.
But it's not just that I hate Ted, it's that I feel like in 9 years you have not evolved him to a person who is genuinely ready to have a relationship. We're seeing him at the start of this 9th season knowing full well we've met the woman that's supposed to be the love of his life, and he's still got one eye on Robin. And what I didn't like about the season premiere was I understand the need to not have him meet the mother immediately. That's fine if you want to have some of the other characters meet her first. What I didn't like was then when we flashed forward and we saw her with him. Because what that did was skip all of the prove to me why you belong together. Because instead, they just already established.
I'm gonna throw one
And
pool.
why?
I can't believe you didn't like that scene. You have no soul.
It's not that I didn't like that scene. I think that's a cheap trick to not show the audience these people falling in love. Just skip all of the hard, prove to me that you have chemistry, prove to me that you're ready for her, prove to me that she's worthy of you too, I guess.
But at the same time, given the format of the season, you can't do that. You have, I mean, honestly, when
you could if he met her almost immediately. People fall in love over a weekend. Show me.
And they're stupid.
But it doesn't. But it's not to say it doesn't happen.
But my thing is very much.
You can still use the flashback. I'm sorry. You can still use flash forwards, but you also need to show me the now because the Ted that we're meeting now is not ready.
But it's for me. My thought was very much when I saw that. I watched a bunch of other reporters, and several of us started crying.
All right.
And it's one of those things where there is, because we've heard so much about this woman and we've watched this character for years. And yeah, it's like we met her at the end of last season. We had no reason to know, yeah, she seems sweet, she seems whatever, and Kristen seems lovely. But until you actually see her as Ted.
Exactly.
No, not exactly, because I'm saying the exact opposite of what you're saying.
I don't think so.
Yes,
well, go ahead.
Until you actually see her with Ted, it's like you don't know how that casting fits.
Right.
You don't know how it's going to work.
Right.
So when you saw that flash forward, and yes, you're not seeing them meeting, you're not seeing them dating, but this is the final season, and they've already established A, he's not going to meet her for a while,
right.
And B, it's taking place over a weekend.
I know.
We know he's not meeting her during the wedding. We know he's meeting her after the wedding. So it's not like there's for instance, we know they meet, on the wedding weekend, so they're being dicks about it. So sorry. We know that they're not going to meet until after Barney and Robin get married. So rather than putting it off, and I thought I wouldn't have been surprised if they had held out to that final episode to have them actually interact. And so when I saw them on screen together, it was like, oh my god, this is basically what we've been spending all these years waiting to see.
Yes, and I think it fell short.
And I was going to say, and I don't think it fell short at all.
No, but that's fair. I'm just saying
for
that,
me,
that we're
it
not.
felt like
I wasn't disagreeing with what you were saying inherently that we needed to see them together to know if it would work. I just think that the way they show them together did not work for me.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly am not sure how else it could have played out.
Well, I mean, it also could have played out as just that you don't drag out your entire season over a weekend, and that's an issue I have in other ways. But
right, and I don't disagree with that because I have some issues with the first 2 episodes in the sense that there are characters that were introduced in the first 2 episodes that I don't need to see anymore. But obviously they're going to be around because of that nature of storytelling.
That was the other thing I was going to say about why I don't want to watch the whole season.
Since this was announced, I have not been this is a good idea for. Mm-hmm. I've never been that way, but I think that this is to me, seeing that flash forward, and obviously we've gone flash forward before.
Yes.
But getting to see this woman as a part of life and seeing that they actually had chemistry, they were actually cute together. To me, it was it made things. That was by far the best part of the episode. That and Lily paying someone
Okay,
to have
I don't
her
disagree.
drink all the time, because quite frankly,
yeah, that was good.
I would like to hire someone like that.
That was
but
my job
kind
during
of-
my friend's wedding.
I know, but I would kind of like that for like ice cream.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean,
That's harder to do because it melts.
I know, but that's why you pay them the big bucks.